So, the purpose of this conversation is very simple and very common across all age groups. And last time with Karen, we spoke about how creating and building good habits is essential for wellness, for living a more purposeful, meaningful life. There are times life is going to throw you into situations where you cannot help but move a little away from those good habits. Maybe you've been making a streak day one, day two, day seven, day 21, day 60, day 90. Some point, life will give a break of, let's say, a week, 2 weeks, a month. Maybe you're traveling, maybe you're sick, anything could take place. Life is unpredictable. Hence, in this case, once a person stops practicing the habit, motivation starts to drop. And then at times it reaches such a stage where to go back to the good habit seems like a big task. Today we
Mm.
are discussing how to navigate your way back to those good habits if you've been uh, diverted, if you have been uh, in a situation where you're not able to make it. Maybe it's time management, maybe there's not much energy. It could be health, it could be career, it could be work, it could be relationships. Karen is going to share how to navigate your way back to those good habits and then break through. Welcome, Karen, once again.
Thank you. Thank you. What a great introduction. I had so many thoughts just while you were talking about that. And yeah, I think so. Just to tell you a little bit, the people that I'm working with primarily because of my own journey and training now is people who are interested in having healthier habits, right? Or maybe so I've been doing this long enough now that I have people who have acquired many excuse me, healthy habits, and then just like you say, life happens, but it's supposed to happen. Sometimes we forget that, oh, it's good to go on vacation, oh, it's good to have a birthday, oh, and sometimes life happens in a negative way, but and so it's, oh, I need to go take care of somebody now because I, in a way, hopefully I have the flexibility, but still it's a shifting of priorities in a season, perhaps. So, there are a lot of different disruptions that happen. Some of them are very short-lived and some are more long-term. And so what I've found is that it's really important to know what your non-negotiables are. Like what are the things when it comes to your own self-care, when it comes to your own habits that are really important in terms of giving you the energy, filling your cup, so to speak. And so when you've had a disruption in those, for me, I'm running through a little checklist with my clients. Okay, how's your water intake? How are you sleeping? Are you moving your body? And are you fueling your body throughout the day? We touch on those, kind of take an assessment, and then depending on the person, we go to work on wherever that baby step back into the process is. So for me, I'll just use myself as an example. When I have a disruption or some point, one thing that a healthy habit that is kind of easy for me and is not easy for everybody is hydration. So but it does get disrupted sometimes, right? So that is my baby step back in because it's not hard for me to get back into the groove of it. I just like, so what am I going to do? I'm going to make sure it starts the night before. I fill up the pitcher of water the night before, leave it out on the counter, and so that it's ready for me to pour from in the morning, setting myself to make it easy to get back into that groove. Or if I love bubbly water, so I might make some bubbles the night before, put them in the fridge because we have a machine that makes bubbly water, and So that it's easy for me to grab that the next day. And so that while I'm in a meeting with somebody or on a podcast, I can have that right next to me. And then throughout the day, I'm getting my ounces in. So, and then once I've got that, okay, I'm back in momentum. Maybe it's a day, maybe it's 2 days. I'm back in momentum with that. Okay, now I'm gonna shift to the next thing on the list, which is, am I moving my body? Am I going to sleep on time? I'm going to kind of move through those things. Those are the kinds of things that I'm helping people with. So that's the list that I move through. But whatever area of life we're talking about, it's you need to know what your top things are that get you back into that place that you want to be in, and then I call it a subroutine. So have a subroutine that you run through when you've had a disruption that gets you back, so that it's an on ramp. I think some people are like, oh, okay, I was away. I'm going to get back to everything. I'm going to get back to everything as normal the next day. And if that's you and that works for you, great. But for a lot of people, that's self-defeating, because you get to the next day and you find that the pieces are just not in place to do everything the way that you were doing it before the disruption. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And would you say now, just on that note, would you think that it's easier to and more sustainable to establish a habit if it's incorporated before 8 o'clock in the morning? So basically included as part of your power hour, this concept
Mm.
where you
I will
have your
confess, I
morning two
am
to three,
not.
where
So I
your
am a fan, and I'm sorry, please finish.
where your morning 2 to 3 hours are where you get done with most of your good keystone habits.
Hmm. Yeah, I know you had shared with me that you have this amazing morning routine, and that's amazing, and that's wonderful. And there is a lot of talk about morning routines and the miracle morning and the 5 a.m. club and things like that out in the world. And I think if that's you, fantastic. I will say that if that's not you, that's okay. You just need to look at your energy, and when do you have, what is your energy like throughout the day? Do you have the most task oriented? I call it tasky energy. Is your tasky energy at the beginning when you just want to knock a few things out? You want to move through, maybe you have a meditation practice, absolutely identify time for that. I think I shared with you before, meditation is something I'm working on putting into place in my own life. I think I think you can put that in anytime. I don't think there's a wrong time, just like moving your body. But if it certainly does seem to benefit a lot of people to do it first thing in the morning. Center yourself, kind of connect with yourself. That makes intuitive sense, right? That would be when you want to do it. I have not heard that there's like a particular time of day for if you're trying to create a new habit. For me, the most important, for me personally, for me, I like to connect habits. So if there's something I'm already doing that's pretty effortless, I'm going to tack on something to that habit. It's habit stacking, it's called.
Habit
And
stacking.
yeah, so that's my go-to technique. There's another one called temptation bundling that's really helpful. And that's where you do something that is not that fun for you, like maybe for a lot of people it's exercise. So while you're on your exercise machine or you're walking, you're doing something that's very enjoyable, like maybe listening to music or listening to a good book or talking to a friend. And that's the temptation bundling. You pair something that you really want to do with something that you need to do but have some resistance to doing. And so when you put them together, they you get the thing done that you've been resisting doing.
Share one example of habit stacking that really works from your experience. Just one.
Um, sure. So I'll go to water. A lot of people that I work with struggle to drink enough water. And so I'll ask them if they have what their existing morning routine is. And if it includes drinking a cup of coffee, which for a lot of people it does, a lot of people it's either tea or coffee, but for most people in my world, it's coffee. Okay, so You have coffee every morning? Yes, I do. Absolutely. Okay, so when you go in the kitchen, while the coffee is brewing, you're going to drink water. So the rule is I need to drink, it depends on how resistant the person is to water. If they're very resistant to water, it's 8 ounces. If they're not, if they just need to kind of move the needle, okay, it's 16 ounces of water before coffee touches your lips. You
Small
could,
tip:
yeah.
water, to increase water intake, the use of lemon
Hmm.
really helps digest, because even water needs to be digested. Yes, I saw you're having a lemon and maybe some salt and some mint leaves.
Mm, hmm. Yeah, and you can use it like that too. I want to, have some more of a certain nutrient. Well, what can I add it to that I'm already having? You can add cinnamon to your yogurt, for example. Cinnamon is healthy for
Yes.
a lot of people. Or turmeric is very um, popular for people to use as for anti-inflammatory purposes. And so you can take a supplement of it, or you can add it to your tea, and things like that. So,
And
um,
also, these things make the water more sort of pleasurable. There are some people who find drinking just plain water, oh, that's boring. So that
yep,
lemon, salt, mint, all these things, it just makes it more. It just makes it more appetizing, if that's the
exactly.
right word.
Yeah, exactly. James Clear talks about that in Atomic Habits. Make your habit appealing.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's something. Let's wrap it up. What is your one message, your one powerful message for all age groups, not just the youth, all age groups?
My message is to find the way that is works for you. I think again, going back to myself, I wasted a lot of energy trying to do things the way I thought everybody else was doing them because that was the right way. And so when I instead started to look at myself, my strengths, how my energy flows, and work with that instead of against it, things became a lot easier.
On that note, I have a homework for the audience who has reached to this point in the video, in this session, is Google or ask AI what are the healthy sources of releasing four happy chemicals: dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. It
Mm,
will show you a list of all the good habits, the healthy sources of these four happiness chemicals, and just practice them.
love that. And if I can mention something that I have coming up, I am going to be in the spirit of everything we've been talking about. I'm going to be sharing about happiness. I'm a certified happiness trainer, and so I'm leading a class on how to become happy for no reason, which is based on a book by Marcy Shimoff. And so it's a book that really changed my perspective on happiness, and so much so that I got certified in it, and now I'm teaching about it. And so that kicks off at the end of this month, April 24th. It's going to be a live class on Zoom, but also available recorded if people can't make the live session. So if anybody wants information about that, happiness is an inside job, and there are a lot of things that we can do, generalized things that we can do. But as I just said, it really is also a customized job. And so I want to help as many people do that as possible.
Totally. And please do share the link with me. I would love to join. And this message is for the audience. You're more than welcome to join the Happiness Sessions by Karen Mays. Thank you
Yes, there
very
is
much,
a, yeah,
Karen.
great. Thank you.